Group Pace Truck to the infield. First of 4 heat races for the Fremont Fence and Guardrail 305 sprints. 8 laps, top 4 to the A. Here we go. Green out.
Brendan Torok grabs the lead in turns 1 and 2. Logan Monjou falls back to second. Going to take a peek the inside of Torok, thinks better of it. Race for the 3rd spot. Paul Weaver in the 1W. Brandon Moore in his new ride. Adams Racing 12X in that 4th and final transfer spot. Paul Weaver now the inside of Logan Monjou will take the runner-up position. Brendan Torok. A lot of top 5s last year, just could not get it in victory lane. Had a couple of features that looked like he was going to win. Mechanical issue or tire going flat. Out front of this one, Paul Weaver, all-time winningest driver in the history of Attica Raceway Park, runs in that 2nd spot. Logan Monjou in 3rd. Brandon Moore, the final transfer spot, up to 5th. Randy Rubel in the 63 machine. Austin Black in the 7th spot. Mike Moore 8th. And Zach Kramer completes the field. Brendan Torok out front of this one. Paul Weaver right to his rear bumper. Laps winding down. 2 laps remaining in heat race number 1. White flag in the air for Brendan Torok. Green out for heat race number 2 of 4 for the 305s. Blaine Keckler grabs the lead down the backstretch. His car owner, Jamie Miller, takes a peek to the outside. He'll take the 2nd spot. Looking for the lead in the 1 and 2. Everybody down the bottom of the racetrack. Jamie Miller says, hold on, I'm going up to the cushion, and he'll take the lead down the backstretch. Miller picking up the win on opening night. Up right where he left off in 2024. He pulls away now from Blaine Keckler. Steve Watts in that 3rd spot. 4th to Sean Valeni. That's the final transfer position. 5th to John Ivey. 6th, Jackson Sabito. Steve Mirando in that 7th spot. And 8th to Jimmy McCune Jr. Here's the cross flags. 4 in, 4 to go. Sean Valeni now into the 3rd spot. Sean Valeni has won in modifieds, stock cars, 305 sprints, 410 sprints, dirt trucks. White flag in the air. There's the checkered flag, your top 4 going into tonight's feature event. Steve Watts will hang on to that 4th spot. Sean Valeni in 3rd. 2nd to Blaine Keckler. And make some noise for the winner. Your defending track champion out of Fremont, Ohio. How about it for Jamie Miller? Green out of turn 4. Dustin Dine and Double D grabs the lead out of turn 2. Daniel Hoffman back to second. Here comes Casey Ziebold, head of steam in the X15. The inside of Hoffman. They go wing to wing. Hoffman up the racetrack, opens the door. Ziebold into the second spot. Daniel Hoffman back to third. He gets into the rear bumper of Casey Ziebold. She goes around in turn 2. Back out. Dustin Dinan out front of this one. Daniel Hoffman in that second spot. He'll slide up the racetrack. Seth Schneider in the third position. Final transfer spot of the 18 of Ben Watson. Keep an eye on X15 and Casey Ziebold trying to work her way back up to the top 4. Dustin Dinan pulling away. His lead over 2 seconds down the backstretch. Daniel Hoffman, Seth Schneider, Ben Watson, Casey Ziebold up to the 5th spot. Still has 4 laps to try to get back into the top 4. Almost a 2.5 second lead for Dustin Dinan as he flies through turns 3 and 4. There goes Casey Ziebold into the 4th and final transfer spot. Tony Alvarez problems here on the front stretch. Single file past the Truck Works of Ohio restart cone, green and white out. Here we go. Dustin Dinan picks up where he left off. Wiped out a 2.6 second lead, but he'll take the heat race win. Daniel Hoffman will hang on to second. Here's Raceway third, giving Seth Schneider edging out Casey Ziebold. Heat race for the Fremont Men's and Guardrail 305 sprints, followed by 3 heats of the Dirt Nerds Podcast UMP late models. B main for the 410, 2 B mains for the 305s. Here we go, green out. Brad Bateson getting the warning for taking off too early in the 0. Pedal out of turn 4, green out. Braden Harrison, Bradley Bateson side by side out of turn 2 for the lead. Move Bateson to the point. Harrison back to second. Here comes Jimmy McGrath Jr. in the 5 Junior. McGrath the inside of Harrison. He'll take the second spot in the 3 and 4. Jim Leeser in that 4th and final transfer spot. Bradley Bateson out front, Jimmy McGrath Jr. second, now the race for 3rd. Braden Harrison and Jim Leeser. Close quarters there, they both slide up the racetrack. Wow. For the 8 of Jim Leeser as he coasts to a stop here on the front stretch. pass that. Truckworks of Ohio restart cone. Bradley Bates and Jimmy McGrath Jr. pull away. Braden Harrison off the racetrack, tries to keep it back on. Here comes Brian Razum racing to his inside for that third spot. He'll take it out of turn 4. Harrison back to the final transfer spot with Keith Whaley right on their rear bumper. Battling for the lead. Here comes McGrath down to the inside of Bateson. Big run off the bottom of turn 2 for Jimmy McGrath Jr. He'll slide up into the lead at the white flag.